Osiris-Rex Nasa awaits fiery return of asteroid Bennu samples. Artwork. The Osiris-Rex spacecraft will target the capsule at Earth and then divert to a new mission. A 7-year mission to study what has been described the most dangerous rock in the solar system is about to reach its dramatic conclusion. The Osiris-Rex spacecraft is bringing home the soil samples it grabbed from the surface of asteroid Bennu. These dusty materials will be dropped off by the NASA probe as it sweeps past the Earth on Sunday. They will be tucked inside a capsule to protect them from a fiery descent to the U.S. state of Utah. Scientists expect the samples chemistry to reveal new information about the formation of the planets 4.5 billion years ago, and possibly even to give insights into how life got started on our world. Touchdown on desert land belonging to the Department of Defense is expected at 08:55 local time. It is sure to be an anxiety-fueled day for everyone involved in the Osiris-Rex project, especially during the 13 minutes it takes for the capsule to fall through the atmosphere. The car tire-sized container will be moving initially at more than 12 km per sec and experiencing peak heating in excess of 3000 C, but a combination of a thermal shield and parachutes should bring it to a safe stop on the desert plain. We have spent an inordinate amount of time preparing for contingencies, everything that could go wrong, all the horrible things that we might encounter, Mission Principal Investigator Dante Lauretta told the BBC. But the good news is we've practiced and practiced and practiced, and so we are ready to go. Trajectory arc landing. California, Nevada, Utah. 1. 4 hours 13 minutes before touchdown. Capsule released. 2. 13 minutes enters atmosphere at plus 27,000 miles per hour at plus 433,000 feet. 3. 10 minutes 50 sec. Drogue. Parachute deploys at 102,300 feet. 4. 5 minutes 10 sec. Main parachute deploys. 5. Touchdown. Capsule lands at 10 miles per hour. The Osiris-Rex spacecraft left Earth in 2016 to investigate Bennu, which has a very slight chance of hitting our planet late next century. The probe took 2 years to reach the 500-meter wide rock, and a further 2 years observing the space mountain before making an audacious series of maneuvers that obtained the cache of surface materials. All that remains is to bring those samples, about 250 grams in mass, safely to the ground. The probe should release the capsule about 4 hours before re-entry is due to begin. It's been an abnormally wet year in the west desert of Utah. The recovery teams are confident, but they know nothing can be taken for granted. The specter hanging over this event is Genesis, a capsule that in 2004 was bringing back samples of the solar wind. Its parachute failed to open, and it hit the ground at more than 300 km per hour, cracking open its contents. We understand the error that occurred on Genesis, which was some gravity switches were installed upside down, said Richard Witherspoon from capsule manufacturer Lockheed Martin. There have been many double checks on the gravity switches on this capsule to make sure they are installed the correct side up, so we actually have no worries about it coming in and operating properly. Even so, a breach team will be on standby in case the worst happens. No one wants or expecting a repeat of the Genesis crash landing in 2004. Meteorologists at the Utah Test and Training Range have been putting up weather balloons in recent days to get the very latest information to help predict the final drop position. The capsule will spend 5 minutes dangling on its main chute, but with light winds forecast, it's unlikely to be pushed far off course. The bigger issue is all the rain the desert has experienced this year. There are standing puddles and quite a bit of mud. That makes recovery with ground vehicles, difficult, said Dan Ruth, the chief meteorologist at the U.S. Army's Dogway base. They can get stuck, but on the plus side, it will keep the dust down, which is good for the equipment. What might the Bennu samples look like? Teams have practiced on these simulated materials. The recovery teams plan to fly out to the drop point in helicopters, put the capsule in a net, and move it beneath a chopper to a temporary clean room at Dogway. It is in this sterile cabin that the capsule's inner canister containing the Bennu samples will be removed and enclosed in nitrogen for onward transport to NASA's Johnson Space Center in Texas, where the detailed analysis can begin. All the recovery operations have been designed to avoid introducing earthly contamination into the samples, which might compromise the coming investigations. Choppers will fly to the drop point to bring the capsule back to a temporary clean room. Bennu is what we call a carbonaceous asteroid, explained Christopher Sneed, the deputy curator on the Osiris-Rex mission. We think that these types of bodies are the building blocks for the planets, and they go back to the beginning of the solar system. We can find inclusions and materials in there that created the planets, the elements that made our planet, and also perhaps the compounds that started life on Earth. After dropping off the capsule, the NASA probe will be commanded to fly on to another asteroid called Apophis The rendezvous is expected in 2029. Bennu 510 meter approx. Empire State Building 443 meter. Eiffel Tower 324 meter.